sorry. I don't eat anything today. I'm just gonna have some. And again, I just want to say everybody, hi everybody, how we doing? Stay tuned for us out there. This is just me eating a banana. I'm not trying to reenact or do anything that Kanye West might have been figuring to do all of a sudden with just it's just a banana. All right, it's just a banana. Welcome everybody to Stay Tuned Sports. It is your boy King. That's your good friend Jimbo right over there. Thank you so much for joining us here on this Wednesday, as we are with you every Wednesday. We're getting back into it. We've been pretty solid. We've been pretty solid the last couple of weeks. All right, we're staying on schedule, getting stuff out here. Pretty good. Pretty good. Thank you so much for joining us. As I said, we are Stay Tuned Sports King Jimbo. If you want to help us out, ladies and gentlemen, you can do that very easily 3 ways. Hit that like button. Helps us out tremendously with the YouTube algorithm gods. You can also go ahead, hit that share button. More people like yourselves coming in here to hit the like button. So it's like it self-perpetuates. It's very good. So it helps us out there tremendously. And of course, if you're watching us here for the first time and have not watched us before, hit that subscribe button. Helps us out. Get us close to that 500 subscriber mark so we can start making money. And I can stop being a broke loser. And I can be a YouTube loser. And that is all in your hands. Thank you so very much. Those are 3 things you could do absolutely free. Help us out here at Stay Tuned Sports. If you also want to help us out in other ways, you can do so financially through the donation station. Link is in the top of the chat and in the description below. Same for our merch store. Link is in the chat and in the description below. As always, you can get our Stay Tuned Sports coffee, which is available right now for you to get. More flavors, more roasts coming soon. As soon as we get those out there, we will let you know. Of course, mugs, shirts, hoodies, banners, all that kind of stuff there in the merch store. And for the donation station, links there, links in the description, links in the chat, links everywhere. Chat's open. Come in, say hi, say hello, say how you doing. All of that out of the way. Always got to start off with all the plugs and everything like that. Jimbo, how we doing?
A lot better than last Thursday.
Oh yeah, no. What happened?
Death was on my door. It felt like that. Like,
I was going to say a bit dramatic. Oh my God! All right, I was,
I mean, I don't know if you can still hear it. It's in my chest or whatever, but I don't know, man. At first, I was like Thursday. I was like, when I got home, I'm like, it's just a cold, aches, pains, just typical thing like that.
Right.
Then started to get foggy, sluggish, and I'm like, oh man, I got the vid again. Friday and felt good, and I was like, all right, go open up the boat, because I'm gonna be selling it soon. And then got home, back down. All right, I should have took another day of rest, and
you pushed it too quickly. You were like, hey, whatever it was, it passed. I can't tell you how many times that's happened. How many people say you feel like you did it. All right, we've passed it. Whatever it was, it must have been a 24-hour thing. We're fine. We're fine. Next thing you know, you overdo it, and then you're worse than you were the day before. So I get it. So, but glad you're feeling better. Make sure that's it. You gotta relax. Sometimes you just gotta relax. And, if it was something viral, I know enough Jameson in the blood, kills the bacteria and all this stuff like that. Nothing kills a virus. So if it's a virus, if it was viral, then you're fucked. But a bacteria, get that Jameson in your blood system, baby. Oh. You know what I mean? Just clear it out. You'll be fine. You'll be right as rain. You'll be drunk as shit, but you'll be right as rain.
A win-win.
Yeah, see, that's what I mean. I myself was an interesting last couple of days. I went to my niece's 5th birthday party. As we all know, my sister-in-law, Robin, who we've discussed on here many a times, she's in our group chat. We all love Robin. Her daughter had her 5th birthday party, which was fine. It was great. Boy, she made some sangria there.
Yeah. It
She
looked
knows how to
dangerous.
do that, man. She knows how to do that. Well, her husband's side of the family, I believe they're Guatemalan.
Okay.
So like it's just wonderful. It's just wonderful when you go over there.
Yeah.
Like you get the sangria. I've missed it every time. I'm hoping whenever they decide to do it, her husband's her mother-in-law, uh, makes like paella every now and then
Okay.
for like family get-togethers and stuff. And me and my wife always just miss it. We're always going to other events there that are great, but we miss the paella events. So
Yeah.
that's my goal, is to one day make it for a paella event, because apparently this thing's great, and I love paella, so I'm a big guy for that. So that was it. That was cool. That was fun. Then, of course, watched WrestleMania 41 over the weekend on Saturday night and Sunday night.
Yeah.
We were unable to go ahead and broadcast for you guys. Sorry about that. But again, niece's birthday party, different thing. Things happen. So we watched that Saturday and Sunday. What were your thoughts on the event overall, as a whole? Let's not split up into each day or not or whatever. Just look at WrestleMania weekend as a whole. What did you think?
As a whole, I would say it was good. It wasn't, one of the greatest, but it wasn't one of the worst either. Like some of these people are saying.
As I mentioned, I forget what it was. I might have been on the Devils broadcast that I did earlier on that Sunday, 420, and we'll get into that as well.
Okay.
But I think I had mentioned, like, the best thing that ever happened for me as far as like watching wrestling and stuff like that was removing myself from the IWC, the Internet Wrestling Community. Just stop reading the Twitters, stop going to, because I used to love that. I used to love going to watching all the YouTube videos from Cultaholic and What Culture and Wrestle Talk and all those guys, and reading the tweets and seeing what people had to say and putting in my own 2 cents and everything like that. But that sucked the fucking joy out of watching wrestling. It's like everybody, it was always negative. Always negative. Nothing positive about anything, about anyone, anywhere. This sucked. This was bad. They should have done this. They should have done that. They booked this wrong. They're burying them. They're doing this. And it's just like, I stopped watching wrestling for like a year.
Yeah,
Because
I remember
it got so terrible. So that's what I mean. I have seen people kind of occasionally on Twitter, it'll still pop up there where somebody will be like, well, that was, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
I personally, I enjoyed it, but that's it. I wanted to hear what you were saying outside of the people saying it was bad. You thought it was not good, not great, but
I'd
not
say like a B minus,
okay.
C plus.
I
But
thought
I'll
it was fine. Yeah,
I'll say this: the stage and the
dude,
slot.
I loved like the whole hotel slot thing. The fucking seats in the set was kind of cool.
Yeah, that was cool.
So I did like the look of it.
Yeah.
I liked. I honestly, I'll tell you what, I liked most of the matches. I know some people were bitching and saying that things it didn't seem to pop. It didn't seem to have a lot of that exciting flair, and especially on Saturday night. I guess I can see that, but just as a regular show, I thought it was fine.
Yeah.
And the main event was great.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that Roman Reigns, CM Punk, Seth Rollins finish, and the whole match in general with Paul Heyman. All of that, I thought that was masterfully done.
Yeah.
And we got Becky Lynch back, and that led to a whole thing on Monday Night Raw. That was all cool as well. I mean, I enjoyed it. And Sunday night I thought was great as well. Sunday night I think was, maybe if we're gonna split it up into the nights,
Yeah.
Sunday night was the better night.
Yeah.
But overall, I thought it was a good show. I really thought it was great. And say his name and he'll appear.
Dude, I lost my
I
shit.
believe in Joe Hendry.
Yeah.
That was
And
cool.
the rumor is that Randy's the one that picked him to be his opponent.
I can see the way it went, and he got a hell of a rub. And I know some people were and see, this is why I stay off the IWC. If you're one of those internet wrestling community assholes, this is why you suck, and you can go fuck yourself. Like there were people out there saying that, oh, they buried Joe Hendry. Oh, Joe Hendry, he's the already ruined. It's like, are you out of your fucking mind? Like he got the biggest rub from Randy. Yeah, he got to do his cool little turnaround thing, his whole thing. Randy hits him with the RKO out of nowhere, which is fucking cool. Like it was a pretty good match as far as that goes. Then Randy picks him up, how you doing, everything like that. Hits him again with it. And then Randy does his shtick. I mean, that's a huge rub. You know what I'm saying?
That's the thing, is when Randy did that, I'm like, you can't say this kid got buried.
No, not at all.
Randy just did that.
And I think back to when I used to watch, like, What Culture Wrestling. Because they used to have their own promotion, What Culture Championship Wrestling, whatever it was, WCPW. And Joe Hendry was like a very new, small-time, independent British wrestler then. And just, seeing him from there 10, 12 years ago, whatever it is now, to where, to see he gets a WrestleMania spot, how big and over. Did you hear the pop when he came out, As soon as it came out, say his name, and he appeared. Place went nuts.
Kind of up there when Alexa came back.
Pump your brakes.
Pretty loud.
Pump your brakes. Pump your brakes. we don't disrespect the goddess like that. And she was missing. I was hoping maybe they'd see something with her. She wasn't there, unfortunately. But what are you gonna do? You can't always get what you want, Jimbo. But sometimes you might find you get what you need. So yeah, we had WrestleMania this weekend. That was fun. I had my New Jersey Devils in the playoffs, and that series has gone just about as well as I thought it would. As if you heard me last week, you heard me say, probably a good chance the Devils get swept. Well, we're down 0-2, so we're halfway there. And it's just, I mean, we're just not there. Again, we could blame injuries, we could blame all the other stuff in the world. It's just the Devils are not to that level yet. Yes, injuries do have a lot to do with it, but I think there's, listen. You're making the playoffs. You got to learn how to adjust. You have to learn how to do things, and I think a lot of that goes on coaching. Now, granted, I like Sheldon Keefe more than I like Lindsey Ruff. I did, let's be honest. But you have to be able to make adjustments. And seeing the Devils in that first game, we were just listless, and we were getting destroyed. It was the shot. We didn't hit 10 shots until the very late in the second period.
Wow.
And we were already down. It was like shots were like 32-10 at that point. Like they were, the Hurricanes were destroying us. Now the Devils scored a late goal in the second to make it like 3-1, I think it was at that point. And then in the third period, we played a little bit better. You saw there was a little uptick, but it's like, boy, you cannot wait until the third period to decide, all right, now we're going to start playing.
Yeah.
We played a little bit better last night, but still silly mistakes, just bad hockey, lazy hockey to an extent. I know I'm a big fat loser boy sitting here on my chair talking about lazy hockey, these professional athletes. And that's not what I'm trying to say. I'm not trying to say like, oh, hockey players are lazy. Clearly they're not. Yeah. But compared to how Carolina was playing, a lot of reaching, a lot of skates and cement look like compared to what Carolina was doing. It was not great. And plus our goaltender trying to sever one of our own players in half while trying to do that to a Carolina player instead. It was just a microcosm of the entire game at that point. So that was 420 was watching my Devils get eviscerated, watching WrestleMania night 2, and indeed enjoying an edible, because I needed an edible after that Devils game. I'll tell you that, just to even it out, just to be a little bit more better. But there we are. So we had that. So we covered that. We got the Devils are who they are. I believe Game 3 is. I think they're playing tomorrow during the draft. So we'll keep an eye on that as well as we're doing a draft.
That'd be pretty good for the live stream if the Devils get just
stop. No, because we're gonna get into it. We're gonna get into it. We will get into that as we're coming up here. But don't put that fucking evil on me, Ricky Valby. Don't you do that. We will be watching live and reacting to the NFL draft tomorrow, Thursday, 8 p.m. We're not gonna listen. Last year we came on I think we came on 7:45 last year. Because I figured, okay, well, 8 p.m. is going to come. Roger Goodell's going to hit the stage and say, okay, Bears are on the clock, and then it'll be like the 15 minutes or whatever, and they'll do all that. Da, da, da. No, it took until about 8:15, 8:20 until Roger Goodell came out and said NFL draft is open, and now the Bears are on the clock. It's like, holy shit, we were like on for 45 minutes before they actually got the pickings. So not going to make that mistake this year. We will be on 8 p.m. sharp right here on YouTube. If you want to watch along with us, thank you so much if you do. And if listen, you're going to want to tune in for pick 3. That's all I'm going to say. You're going to want to tune in. One way or the other, you're going to want to tune in for that, because I'm going to be either... Here's the thing. I'm not even going to be excited, depending on how... It's either going to be relief or full-on crash out. Like, we are going to be...
You have 3 outcomes possible for that slot.
Yeah, and really only one of them is bad. And...
Well, maybe 2 of them.
No, not really. I said, because here's the thing. It's either Travis Hunter, if he's available, Abdul Carter, if he's available, or you fucked up and I'm going to lose my fucking mind.
No, okay, so what I mean is... The good one would be either Travis Hunter or
Carter. So you're lumping that into one. Okay. 2 would be either a quarterback that we don't need at this point and I don't want. So that would be 2. And 3 would be what? The trade down thing that we were talking about? Yeah. Again, I lumped that into... See, my thing is there are 3 results. There are Travis Hunter, 1. There's Abdul Carter, and then there's the field. Whether that's a trade, whether that's anybody else, I don't care what it is. Like, this is so easy not to fuck up. I'm very afraid that Joe Schoen's going to fuck this up. So you're going to want to tune in to see that. Stay tuned to Stay Tuned Sports. Tomorrow, 8 p.m. right here, the NFL Draft. Speaking of the draft, Jimbo. It's finally here. We have something NFL related that we can really sink our teeth into. We've been waiting for a while. We had free agency about a month or so ago. We were able to kind of have a little fun with that. It's been a little bit quiet outside of fucking Aaron Rodgers being fucking Aaron Rodgers, which again is a big domino piece in this whole thing that people seem to forget and has kind of influenced on, I think, how some teams are going to act or look or see who they're going to pick in this draft. Maybe teams looking to trade up. Maybe teams looking to take players they weren't going to, or teams that are changing their plans based on where Aaron is, where he's going to go, and now what are those teams going to like? There's still a bit of.
I have a theory about that.
Okay.
Why Rodgers is still waiting. I do believe, and I think Rodgers wants to go to Pittsburgh.
Okay.
I think that's the only team that he's looking at.
Okay.
I think he wants to see if Pittsburgh and Sanders falls down to Pittsburgh. If Pittsburgh drafts Sanders, I will not be surprised if Rodgers says, "You know what? I'm retiring. I'm good."
I disagree, because I've heard him say before, like he understands no matter where he signs that there's going to be a young quarterback there, that they're going to look to also have that he's not a long-term plan no matter where he ends up. He said this as much himself. So I don't see that as the problem of like, oh, if somebody drafts him, he's not going to go. Like if they draft a young quarterback, he's not going to go there. I don't think that has anything to do with that when it comes to him. So at least at this point, like if you're talking about maybe 4 or 5 years ago, sure, he would have been like when the Packers drafted Jordan Love, he got upset because they never even talked to him about it. Yeah. Which I can understand to an extent. If you're the team's quarterback and you're like, listen, we just made it to the NFC Championship game. We just need a couple of more offensive weapons, a couple of defensive weapons, and we're there. And instead, you trade up to draft a quarterback. And, like, you kind of shocked everybody else like that. Like, that's, I think, I understood him at that point. And, I know a lot of people are rubbed the wrong way when it comes to Aaron Rodgers. That's fine. I personally am still okay with the guy. Like, I don't hate him. Like, I kind of get where he's come from. Yes, he's a weird motherfucker. I get it. He's a real, hippie, take the drugs, knock on the sky, talk to God kind of individual. I get it. He's eccentric, as they like to say. But I don't try to view him in a villainous light as some people have tried to do. Is he fucking annoying? Yes. Like, especially with this shit. Like, fucking sign somewhere. We all know it's Pittsburgh or fucking nowhere. Like, what are we doing, Aaron? Just fucking sign and let's go. ELS in the chat. Great to see you again, ELS. It's been a while, man. Enjoying those videos of you at the Green Bay Blizzard games. You catch up on, he posts a bunch of shorts like that. He's got a bunch of his stuff. His channel's doing very well. Go over to ELS's channel there. Give him a subscribe. Give him a couple of likes. Give him a what's up. ELS has been fantastic for us. He's like our main dude, man. Yeah. Gives us a bunch of stats. He's always in the chat here with us. He's 100% a great guy, and he's got a great channel. So go over there, say hi to our boy ELS. ELS bringing up the old Jordan Love draft situation. And to this day, I don't understand the Packers' decision on that day. A lot of people didn't. I remember I was watching a Pat McAfee. I think that was the first draft spectacular that he did. And that was the one where we got introduced to Ty Schmidt's Mad Mel character. And he just, that's when he broke character and was just like, God damn it! Like, he was so pissed off. Which
we also know how Green Bay has, good decisions about, making the tush push illegal.
Well, you are. So that's what I mean. Right there, that's gonna end up becoming like the seed of a rivalry here now.
Yeah.
Simply because the Packers and Eagles nobody gives a shit about, but now it's gonna be like, oh, these guys wanted to get rid of the tush punch. You can't stop it. Not that all Packers fans sound like that, ELS. That's not what I'm saying, So if you want to come in and defend your Packers, anybody else like that, chat's open, by the way. Come join ELS. Come join us in the chat. It's great to see everybody here. But yeah, speaking of breaking character, like I was talking about, it's boy, that pick number 3, you guys are not going to want to miss that. So let's take a look at the draft here.
Okay.
And now I'm not going to go through everybody's fucking mock draft. There's so many goddamn mock drafts, but I have been able to find a nice little website here. On the interwebs that has gone ahead and basically done an amalgamation. It's done a nice little compilation of all of the mock drafts out there, and we have what is about here like a consensus. We have a consensus mock draft here, taken from all the mock drafts that people have put out there, all the experts, and put it all together. And I'm going to run this down. We're going to take a look at it and see, at least for the first top 10 picks or something like that, and see what you and I think about how this 2025 draft may go. ELS says that some Packers fans are just dicks and some Packers fans are not. That's true of any fan base, except for Eagles fans. They're all dicks. They are all just...
Eagles fans are the greatest
giant penises. As you can tell, my good friend Jimbo right over here. Love him. Great friend of mine, but a giant penis. So, which again, I don't know. Maybe Kanye will like you. Anyway, as we look here, the consensus number 1, and I think this is kind of just this is just it's not rocket science. You don't have to be Katy Perry to figure this out. Cam Ward from Miami, he'll be picked number 1 there, going to Tennessee. It looks like that. Tennessee recently came out and said that they are standing pat, standing firm at number 1. They've heard some offers, and while intrigued, we're gonna stay where we are. So it seems like they're gonna go with Cam Ward. Again, they do need a quarterback, and it just kind of sucks that they get the number 1 pick in a draft where there's not really a great franchise quarterback really to be rated here. But I guess anything's better than the Mayo man. So, yeah. I mean, any particular thoughts about that for the Titans, or if can the Titans throw us a curve and pick number 1 and not pick Cam Ward? I doubt it, but who else would they pick?
Yeah, the only thing I hope for is, since they pretty much came out and Cam Ward pretty much came out and said that he's gonna be the number 1 pick, they don't make us sit here for the 15 minutes.
They will. Listen. There's advertisers, there's ad time, there's things you gotta do. You gotta know the business, Jimbo. Come on, we all know that. We all know what the pick is. They know we know what the pick is, but Got to sell that commercial ad time, brother. Got to sell it. It's all about selling. So now here's the consensus number 2, and this is where I think you're going to get in between the where you can have one or two. Right now they have the Cleveland Browns at number 2, picking Travis Hunter from Colorado. That seems to be where they're going with it. Now, people have tried to say that the Browns might jump in and grab a quarterback. I guess they could. Because who do you got? Joe Flacco, who's pushing 40. I think he's 39. He might be 40 by the time the season starts. Then you have Kenny Pickett, Super Bowl champion Kenny Pickett.
Well, you got two.
Listen, as me and my father talked about with Kenny, like, listen, yeah, he's a backup. Yeah, maybe he's not going to be remembered as the greatest quarterback of all time, but he got to play for his childhood's favorite team, and he got to win a Super Bowl with his childhood team. So forever, he's going to have a Super Bowl ring that has his name on it that he didn't have to buy from a fucking Chinese store, despite whatever all the tariffs are going to be. And say, I'm a Super Bowl champion for this team that I grew up loving all my life. And plus, he has millions of fucking dollars, and he's not. It's good work if you can get it. You know what I mean? So, good for Kenny Pickett. Is he going to be the starter for the Cleveland Browns, though? I don't know. It seems like it's going to be Joe Flacco, unless the Browns maybe pick a quarterback. Your thoughts? Do they go Travis Hunter, or do they try to go a little wild card here?
If I'm the Browns, I'm recreating the Kevin Costner movie, Draft Day or whatever it's called, and write down a paper, Travis Hunter.
Yeah, just
all you're taking.
That's your pick. That's what you're going with. And I was going to say, considering that you've already given Myles Garrett this gigantic contract, I think whether it's Travis Hunter or Abdul Carter, I think either one.
Yeah.
If you're Cleveland, what you're saying is, yes, we understand. Our quarterback situation's not great.
Yeah.
Our offensive situation, not great. What we're going to try to do is we're going to try to win football games by simply beating the shit out of anybody else that we play.
Yeah.
Whether that's through having Myles Garrett on the front and you have Travis Hunter in the defensive backfield able to do that. And plus he can, do his work as a wide receiver, which he desperately wants to do both. Or if you get Abdul Carter, could you Myles Garrett on one end, Abdul Carter on the other end? I don't want to fucking see that. If I'm an opposing quarterback, fuck off. Like, what? Are we serious? Yeah. So I think they can't lose either way. They decide to go ahead and pick if that's what they're going to do on the draft. I think they are going to go defensively. Now here we go. Pick number 3, the New York Football Giants. I'm gonna be wearing this tomorrow night. I'm gonna be wearing it.
Maybe the last time you see it.
For better that it might get chucked across the state. I don't know.
Chuck it all the way to the wildfires.
Yeah. By the way, South Jersey. I know a couple people down there. Including my wife, who's from down South Jersey, that area, Fort Good River and Lacey and all those places down in South Jersey. If you're there, please take care of yourselves. And real big, probably the biggest fire in South Jersey in a long time. Yeah. So real issues, real problems down there. Everybody, please stay safe. The best of and best wishes to everybody there. Yes. Pick number 3, the New York Football Giants. The consensus mock draft has the Giants picking Abdul Carter. If that happens, I'm a happy guy. Happy guy. Now, even if the Cleveland Browns decide to pick Abdul Carter and the Giants pick up Travis Hunter, let's flip-flop those picks for the sake of argument.
Yeah.
I'm okay. I'm a happy guy. Those are fine. Jimbo, as we look at this, do the Giants go the way this mock draft is saying? Or do they make me lose my ever-loving fucking mind again?
as a
Not what you want to see, not what would be entertaining to you.
I know, as a common
What
sense,
might actually happen.
as a common sense pick, which we don't know if Joe Schoen has common sense, but a common sense pick would be Carter or Hunter, whichever one
is available. I agree.
Because there's really no other scenario that neither of them are there, because Ward's already going to be gone.
Yeah, if Ward's gone, then there's only one pick in front of the Giants.
Yeah.
And even no matter who they pick, Hunter or Carter, the other one will be there.
Yeah, so common sense says to pick one of those two.
As we've noticed over the last couple of years here, 4 years that Joe Schoen has been the Giants general manager, common sense, not the strongest fucking suit for that guy. So, boy, I want to say, knowing how the draft goes, what? So it'd be like 8:50, almost 9 p.m. Maybe we'll get to pick 3 for the Giants. So, boy, you guys are not going to miss that. So this mock draft, this consensus mock draft that I'm looking at here, this is over NFL mock draft database, which I guess takes it all and uses, algorithms and math and coding. I don't know. Fucking nerd shit. They do nerd shit, though, so I don't have to because I suck at math. And they go ahead and do all this. They say the Giants will pick Abdul Carter. If that happens, I'm a happy guy. Pick number 4 for the Patriots. They're not going to need a quarterback. They have their guy. They just need protection for him, and they're going to help that. According to this, mock draft-wise, they're going to pick up Will Campbell, the offensive tackle from the LSU Tigers. That seems to make sense. They need to, because my man was very beat up last year. So I think that's a start. I think that's the best thing to do. I think that's why the Giants should go ahead and go with Abdul Carter as well, because that's where you have to start. If you see these teams, the Eagles, the Chiefs, the Bills, the teams that are good and perennially good all the time, Steelers, Ravens, it's offensive line, defensive line, trenches. If you get your trenches set, you can then build from there. But if you don't have an offensive line, you murder Daniel Jones. If you don't have a defensive line, these teams are going to run all over you, like the Giants got run over last year. Like, it's just, you need to have those two core. It was true 80 years ago, 100 years ago, 120 years ago. It's as true as it is now. You can't win if you don't have good offensive or defensive lines. Has to be in the trenches. So I think in both of those aspects, that is a way to go. Jacksonville, they're thinking they're going to do the same thing. They're going to get the defensive lineman Mason Graham at pick number 5 from the University of Michigan, the Fighting Wolverines. They have Mason Graham going number 5 to the Jacksonville Jaguars. Again, I think it makes sense. You want to, again, try to build in the trenches, try to build that defense up. Hope to God that somehow you can get Trevor Lawrence back to first half of 2023, and how they were doing then. That's kind of, he's not been great, and he got a huge contract and has been playing like Daniel Jones, honestly. So I don't know. So that's what you're gonna have to look at there. Number 6, that belongs to the Oakland Raiders. They have Ashton Genty from Boise State, the highly touted running back out of Boise State. Bunch of records, playing on the Smurf turf. Made it to the playoffs, looking well there from the Mountain West Conference. Got their ass kicked immediately in the playoffs, but they made it. They were there. So that's what you can say there. It makes sense for the Raiders, I suppose.
Position-wise, yes. But
based what's available,
That's high for a running back.
That's true. I'm not huge on having a running back pick that high, but again, when you're
the Heisman running and everything, but like, who are the teams that he ran against? Like once he went to the playoffs, he got completely.
But down. See, and this is the thing with the Raiders too. Like, You had Josh Jacobs. Why did you could have just held on. Now again, it could be a case of, well, Josh Jacobs, well, he was going to cost a lot more money and did cost a lot more money, so they trade him, and
Right.
obviously Genti, even though he's a high draft pick, will still be on a rookie contract, which is cheaper than you can get for most people. I get it. Like I don't think it's a bad pick. Is it exactly what the Raiders need? I mean, I don't know. Defensive front, they're okay. I know everybody, you think of Max Crosby, and that's that does that's a band-aid on a lot of holes there. Are the Raiders going to be committed to trying to put a winner out on the field? You got Pete Carroll there now to kind of handle the offensive side of that. Maybe it works. Maybe it works. But that's where the consensus mock draft has Ashton Genti. ELS says he thinks Ashton will be a lower pick in round one. He doesn't think the Raiders will go ahead and take them. ELS, I'll ask you this question as we're moving along here. Who do you think the Raiders take at pick number 6? I'd like to know your feedback on that. For now, though, they have the Jets picking offensive tackle Armand Membu from Missouri, the SEC, at pick number 7. The Jets, now that Aaron Rodgers is gone, sure, now let's build up the offensive line. Sure, we'll do that. So that would seem to make sense. Again, if you're rebuilding a franchise, rebuild the trenches. Aaron Glenn is going to want to go ahead and do that as head coach there. He's very much off of that Bill Parcells and Dan Campbell and Bill Belichick kind of tree. Again, he played for Parcells when he was a Jet. He played for Belichick when he was defensive coordinator for the Jets. Obviously, a coach under Dan Campbell in Detroit, so he has that kind of mentality. I think we're going to rebuild. We're going to rebuild right. Start in the trenches and build out from there. So I like that pick. I think that's probably the smart pick there for the Jets. Then for what do we have here? At pick number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. What do we have at pick 8? Wait, why are these numbers not right? Oh, the 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hold on. Why? I just want to make sure I got these right. 5, 6, 7. Oh, why is it? Yeah, they have this one. This one's a little messed up. Unless they're thinking there's going to be a trade. Apparently, this mock draft thinks that there's apparently going to be a trade.
Okay.
So either way you want to look at this, I'll look at it. I'll go straight down the board as it is.
Okay.
And I'll say at the number 8 pick, which is the Carolina Panthers currently, although it could be 9 if they trade with the Saints, which is what this is trying to say. But they're saying at whatever pick, whether it's 8 or 9, they're saying the Panthers are going to go ahead and pick Jalen Walker, edge rusher from Georgia. So the Eagles don't get another Georgia defensive frontman. That's interesting. ELS thinks Jalen Walker, the man we just talked about going to the Panthers, is somebody that the Raiders would pick up. So that they would go more, maybe get Max Crosby some help there on the defensive line. Interesting thought, ELS. Interesting thought.
I like that.
I do like that. So then we come to the New Orleans Saints. Now, again, whether they trade up to pick 8 or they stay at pick 9, this consensus mock draft that we're looking at here, again, this is NFL mock draft database. They have the Saints picking up Shedeur Sanders from Colorado, quarterback. Thoughts on that?
Now, that I think that would be a good starting spot for where Sanders should be. He's not a top 3. He's not a top 5. Like a lot of these mock drafts from the get go had him. If the Saints really think it's over with Carr, then why not? Why not go after Sanders, get a quarterback? And because we saw Spencer Rattler last year, he wasn't even a good second string quarterback.
Rattler. Right now the Saints don't have a quarterback.
Yeah, so I'm okay with that pick there.
That's high, but it's a need.
Yeah.
So now the question is, again, there has been people talking about Jackson Dart kind of trying to raise his draft stock. Will it be raised enough to make a team think about, should we go Shador or should we go Jackson Dart? Now, a lot of people talking about how Shador Sanders is an accurate passer, that they feel like he can be a more accurate passer. He's not a runner, though. He's not a guy who's going to move around a bunch. That he is generally a very almost throwback when it comes to like a pocket passer type of individual. Yeah. And then you have Jackson Dart, which is he's a little bit more mobile, goes around, but he needs to learn how to be a little bit more accurate with his throwing. And, instead of just, fuck it, somebody's down there, and just chuck it down there. Yeah. So I wonder how that kind of, because we see it every year where somebody goes, I always go back to the Trey Lance thing where people talked him up, and Colin Cowherd, I wonder why, talked up Trey Lance till he got picked number 3 by the goddamn 49ers. And there was no basis for him to be drafted that high.
Yeah.
The guy played 9 games in 3 years and was drafted number 3 overall. And as we could tell, like, again, now he's going to be the emergency quarterback in San Diego and with the Chargers, which they should be back in San Diego. Let's make that happen, guys. All right. Yeah. So, I mean, it's, I don't know. Again, I'm not, listen, as long as Shador Sanders doesn't end up on the New York Giants, I don't care where the fuck he goes. I honestly don't care where the fuck he goes. I certainly hope that he has, and I hope he has a great career. Again, I'm not trying to wish anybody here good or bad or anything. It's just, it's not what the Giants need right now. The Giants need to put together a team that can win a couple of games, and that Shane and Dable are trying to not get fired. That's basically what we're looking at here. So the Giants aren't going to be looking towards the future. They're not going to be looking to build and get pieces for next year. Why would you build and try to put pieces together for next year when you're not sure if you're going to have a job there next year? I saw somebody post this again. And by the way, this is going to be a little rant time here because it's a Facebook group. I think it's called Giants 366 or something. It's like, oh, we're talking about the Giants 366 days a year because we get one extra, whatever the fuck it is. Just fucking dumb retarded ass shit. Anyway, but they keep on posting shit like, oh, I think if the Giants go ahead and they trade down and start collecting some of these draft picks and draft capital for the next year or 2 years, that's the way to go to help rebuild this franchise, man. I think it's going to be really good. What GM and what coach who have basically been told, if you don't win some fucking games this year, you're going to be gone by the midpoint of the season. I'm not going to go up and set up the next regime to look good off of the shit that I do when I'm not going to be there. Fuck off. I'm going to try to win now and then work on that. And we all know how I feel about fucking draft capital to begin with. It's fucking... So it doesn't fucking matter. You know what I mean? A good GM knows how to work with what he has and with the picks that he has. And you can make things work. You do things this, that, and the other thing. You make trades, everything like that. But this whole draft capital bullshit is for the fucking birds. So on top of that, like, it's just this idea that the Giants are going to go ahead and trade back and just get a whole bunch of picks and just, we're going to ride into the season the way we are. Eat shit. When you have a chance to get a generational talent like Abdul Carter or Travis Hunter on your fucking team, and you're going to sit there and say, nah, draft back, let somebody else. When we passed over fucking Micah Parsons for Kadarius fucking Toney, yeah, great. Let's do that again. Let's You're going to want to tune in for the third pick is all I'm going to say.
Here's the thing I don't understand. You don't like Brian Dable. You don't like Joe Schoen.
I don't like him at all.
Don't you want them fired week 1? So
I wanted them fired in January. But now that we're committed to having them here, I want the Giants to do as well as possible. Prove me the fuck wrong. That's all I want. I have no problem if Brian Dable and Joe Schoen are able to go ahead and put a winner on the field. If they can turn the Giants into a team that wins 9 or 10 games this year, I'm so happy that I'm wrong. I would be happy to be the wrongest wrong that ever wronged. Like, some people hate when they get proven wrong. No, prove me the fuck wrong. Say that I am a dummy fan who doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. Because guess what? I'm a dummy fan who doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. But every now and then, blind squirrel finds a nut. And that nut happens to be that Joe Schoen and Brian Daboll suck donkey balls. So prove to me that you don't suck donkey balls and win some fucking games and do the correct picks in the draft. And we'll find out tomorrow night around 9 p.m. whether or not we've learned from our past mistakes, Joe. We'll learn if we've learned some hard lessons, or if we're still trying to fit the square peg in a round hole, which is, how Brian Daboll likes to coach. So we'll see what happens. And I'm hoping that, man, I had a lot of coffee today. Beautiful, delicious Stay Tuned Sports coffee is what I drink. And you can too. Go visit the link in the chat and below in the description. Never miss a chance for a plug. Let's run down some of these other picks real quickly. The Chicago Bears, they have picking an offensive tackle from Texas, Kelvin Banks. Very nice. Help protect Caleb Williams there. Make sure he doesn't chip a nail. At pick 11 for the Niners, they have them picking cornerback Will Johnson from Michigan. At 12, the Cowboys taking wide receiver. Oh, God, these fucking names. Taroya?
Oh, boy.
Taroa McMillan.
We'll just stick with the last name.
Yeah, McMillan. Wide receiver from Arizona. I'm sure that's going to move the needle in Dallas, and everybody's going to love it, and nobody's going to complain about it because all the Dallas Cowboy fans are 100% on board with what Jerry Jones does there. Dolphins at 13, they have them picking Jahdae Barron from Texas, cornerback. Help defensively there with Miami, which has very bad defense, as we've seen over the last couple of years. Their offense, not bad, especially when Tua's in there, but boy, that defense can't stop a wet fart. Who do we have at 14? That is the Colts. They have them taking Colston Loveland, tight end from Michigan. A nice target there for Daniel Jones. And at 15, and we'll stop right about there, Mike Green, edge rusher from Marshall. They have him going to the Falcons. So that's kind of how this mock draft sets up here. Let's see what they have for some of our other picks there. For our boy ELS in the chat, Crafty Southpaw. Great to see you there, buddy. How you doing? For our boy ELS in the chat, they have, this is again the consensus mock draft from all the experts drafts. They kind of pushed them all together and amalgamated them. They have the Packers at 23 picking Maxwell Hairston, cornerback from Kentucky. So there you go. Maybe that'll help you there in the defensive backfield for the Packers. Although I think the Packers need a lot of help, and that's what I mean. The Packers have flashes of greatness, but they also have flashes of being fucking terrible, And I think back to their games against Minnesota, where Minnesota got up 28-29 nothing up on them, and then the Packers came roaring back, and then they missed. They lost by 2 points. They had gotten a 2-point conversion or something, but they lost by 2 points, and it's like, yeah, they looked great in the second half, but that first half they got obliterated. It's like you got to be able to put together a full game. And I think that's what I think people are still waiting for from Jordan Love, from a lot of pieces of that team. LaFleur, sure, offensive genius, looks great, but you got to be able to put everything together. The Packers have not been able to do that as of yet. Crafty Southpaw in the chat says, I showed up just in time to hear a discussion on wet farts. Not really a discussion, just a descriptor. I thank God my farts have been since I've gone to the carbless diet. Being as a diabetic, I figured probably good to stop eating the stuff that makes my blood sugar spike. That'd be a great idea, wouldn't it? My shits and my farts have been just wonderfully dry, you know, and not uncomfortably dry, you know, but just like nice and solid. I don't have no loose stool here. I don't think I'm getting too personal for everybody there, but you know, if you are a diabetic out there or just somebody looking to eat a little bit healthier, man, just cut back on the carbs, man. Go with some of the low carb wraps there. You make yourself a nice little breakfast wrap or something. You get a nice little chicken wrap for dinner. Nice little things like that. You can get a little grilled chicken, do stuff like that. You have a cheat day once a week or something where you have a burger with an actual bun on it, you know, some potato fries and good stuff like that. But otherwise, knock all that shit out. You'll be a lot better off. Crafty Southdoor says, also in the chat, says their identity used to be just wait for Aaron Rodgers to pull it out. And he did, which is a lot better than seeing what happened when Brett Favre pulled it out in New York, especially to that one Telemundo reporter, if we remember. If we remember. Oh, boy. Anyway, and for Jimbo, we'll jump to you because you're Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles. They get the last pick in the first round. And this consensus mock draft, have you guys picking safety out of South Carolina, Nick Emenwari. Nick Emenwari, safety out of South Carolina. So I'm going to ask if you have any idea if you know who that is.
I mean, that player itself, like, I would have to look it up. There's one player they said is a spitting, playing style wise, spitting image of Gardner Johnson that we just traded away.
Right.
So, I mean, if we could get that player with that tenacity and that trash talk, but not so much of a moron in a way, I guess, taking stupid penalties.
Okay, I know what you're saying. Yeah, CJGJ was known for that.
Yeah.
Crafty, yes, we will be live streaming the draft tomorrow, 8 p.m. sharp, right here on the Stay Tuned Sports channel. You are not gonna want to miss pick.
I would say
pick 3 is the event of the night. Let's be honest here.
8:45 to 9 p.m. is probably going to be the window.
We would like for you to join us for the entire broadcast, please. We would like for you to have us there with it. ESPN on one screen, us on the other. You can do it on your computer screen if you have split the screen into two, or you could have, if you have 2 monitors, a TV and a computer, whatever you want to do. On the phone, however you want to watch us. You're going to want to watch us along with the NFL draft. Plus, we're less pretentious than those fucking cocksuckers. So,
yeah.
And we curse. And not that I'm not saying that's great. I'm not saying anything like that. You know, I'm not saying, you know. I mean, fucking Pat McAfee curses, so I get it. But that is what it is. But yeah, so that's kind of just, that was a quick overview of the draft about what we're looking at, what some of these teams are looking at, what people think teams are going to do. Now, my thing is, what are we going to get as far as like a surprise? Like, you know, because sometimes when it does it, like if, you know, a trade up, a pick that throws everything else into like a wrench into everything. Like that's what I mean. Like if the Browns pick Shedeur Sanders out of nowhere, or the fucking Giants, don't you fucking dare do it. But if something like that happens, like I'm interested. I swear to Christ, I had nothing to drink. I am as sober as a bird. Yeah, I'm interested to see what you think about what might occur. Not even so much what is likely, but what can you see happening that would shake up the draft? Because I think some people think that the Giants might actually pick Shedeur Sanders. So I don't think that's going to be a huge shakeup to some people. To me, it's going to end my night.
Yeah.
You will be doing the draft alone the rest of the night. I just want to let you know that. But some people have said, oh, well, maybe the Giants will pick him. So I don't think that's a big shakeup. What's something that you can see happening that would be a shakeup, either by a trade or by just a fucking off-the-wall pick?
I think we see Kirk Cousins gets traded night one.
I think so. I do. I mean, I think it's been a long time coming anyway, but who does he get traded to and for what?
The only 2 teams and when I say 2, the second team is very, very loose.
Very, very tenuous. Okay, but team number 1?
Why not the Saints? I would take a Kirk Cousin over these quarterbacks right now.
The only thing that gives me pause with that is because it's the rival. When you have it's the Falcons and
Yeah.
Saints, they are each other's biggest rivals. They fucking hate
But
each other. And, that'd be like the Devils and Rangers trading players. It doesn't happen. I think it might have happened once in the last 43 years when it
yeah,
comes to the Devils and Rangers. So for that, and not only
but
that, but you're going to be
you know,
trading your quarterback that didn't work out with you, that you paid $100 million for. You're going to trade him to your division rival, your most hated rival. And what if he does good there?
but then you also have a very high draft pick right there to get a pretty good wide receiver, a offensive line to help Penix.
No, I get that. I understand that. I understand.
Basically, bite the bullet that Cousins is going to be good for them, just to speed up the rebuild process a little bit for Atlanta.
That's going to be interesting. That's going to be both teams are going to be having. Well, no, this is going to be the second year for. Who's that? That's Morris in Atlanta, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's his second year there. It's Kellen Moore's first year as the New Orleans Saints head coach, and what people have kind of seen to the, offensive guru tag to him. If he could work with Kirk Cousins, you could see that. The Saints said that they are going to pick up the 5th-year option on Chris Olave. So I can see that. That's been something I've said. The only thing that gives me pause with that is the fact that they're rivals. But if they can look past that and get a deal done, because the Saints are desperate.
Yeah.
The Saints are a desperate team. And team number 2, which is the tenuous team that you have.
This would be like a surprise Royal Rumble entry, or Joe Hendry showing up to WrestleMania.
Okay.
The Steelers.
I don't think that's I don't think that's a surprise. I don't think that I agree with Southpaw in the chat, as he said, to the Steelers, ? This is something I've talked about with my old man over about too. Because those right now are the 2 teams that are desperate for a quarterback because of the Derek Carr situation and everything like that. They need a quarterback. And if the Steelers just finally get tired of we're not gonna wait. Because that's what I mean. We got to remember there was a time that the Giants were involved in this, the Vikings were involved with this. There were a lot of teams involved, and eventually, even the Giants were like, "We're not gonna sit here and see everybody else go off the table, and then us be the ones left holding the bag."
Yeah,
where we don't have we have Tommy DeVito, and that's it. So they went out and they got Jameis Winston and they got Russ, and I think they did that because they knew when they looked at everything. God, please tell me that you're smart football minds. I know you're not, but maybe you would be. Maybe you fucking learned something here, Joe Schoen. Of when they looked at the draft, they said, there's not a franchise quarterback here. So let's try to get the best we can now and understand that Rodgers is probably going to be Steelers or nobody. Know that we're out of that race, even though he came over. He said he liked us. He liked talking to us, everything like that. Fine. Doesn't matter. Writing's on the wall. It's either going to be Steelers or nobody for him. So let's get people in here now that can hopefully get the job done well enough to where we can win some games so that we're not fucking fired, and then build on it from there. Maybe the Steelers just look at it that way too and just listen, we're tired. We're not waiting for you anymore. Trade to get Kirk Cousins. So now you have Cousins there. And now you leave Rodgers with, does he go to the Saints? Does he retire? Does he go to the Vikings? Who knows? The Vikings never really 100% closed the door on that either. So that's something to look out there too. But I again, like you're saying, it's tenuous on the Steelers. I think the Steelers might be a better chance of that happening than I think going to the Saints, to tell you the truth. Simply because of the rivalry reason too. And I know some people think that's dumb, but I'm telling you, a lot of these teams do give a shit. They care whether or not how it is perceived by their fan base. Like, I remember, I think, God, it had to be 10 years ago or something like that. I think the Devils and Rangers did pull off a trade once for some of the players, and the fucking uproar there was because of that happening from the fan bases was fucking insane.
Yeah.
And it's like it does mean something. I think some of these teams and these organizations realize that and are like, yeah, we could trade him there, but it's not only is it in conference, it's in division.
Yeah.
He'll probably be a starter, and then on top of it, if he actually is able to turn it around and do well for the Saints, all of a sudden they can get really loud in Atlanta,
Yeah.
And if Penix continues his upward trajectory, it wouldn't hurt nearly as bad.
Yeah.
But you still have this kind of like, well, you just helped out your rival. Why would you help out your team that you hate and that you have to play twice a year, And not only that, but you don't think Kirk Cousins is going to have a little extra chip on his shoulder going to Atlanta? Oh, you give me $100 million and then benched me after 9 games? Fuck you. There'll be something there. So I'm not sure about that. Crafty Southpaw says swapping out Carr for Cousins is like trading gonorrhea for chlamydia. And you were questioning my wet fart references, and there you are going all venereal disease on me, you dirty, dirty bastard. Oh, that's good times. That's good times. But yeah, I can see Kirk Cousins getting traded. But like I said, I think there's only 2 places that he can go at this point. There's only 2 places that are desperate for a quarterback right now, and that's Pittsburgh and that's New Orleans. And I don't. Is it not? Because I don't know. Is there anybody else really super desperate right now for a quarterback?
Like for someone like Kirk Cousins, I mean, I don't think so. I mean,
anybody. You're looking for anybody at this point,
Yeah.
Like Seattle's got Darnold, so they're fine. The Raiders have Geno.
I mean, maybe San Fran because Brock Purdy sucks.
Please shut the fuck up. Please shut the fuck up. I saw other people out there trying to say, the Niners would be better if they just traded Brock Purdy and they picked a quarterback at number 1 because it wouldn't be as expensive. And Brock, you know who said it? My favorite guy. I kind of lost my mind on him too a little bit on Facebook when I saw that. It was like, Christopher Sims. The captain of the worst takes ever in fucking history. I mean, the guy makes fucking Skip Bayless look fucking smart. Fuck Chris Sims, you dumb piece of shit. I loved your father, but you're a fucking dick. You're a Nepo baby who's done shit in your life, and the Neptune Rockets eat shit. Yes, I played him once in high school. He can go fuck himself. Crafty says the Titans may want a bridge. You're not going to trade for $100 million quarterback as a bridge quarterback to Cam Ward. That's not going to happen. It's an interesting idea, but you got to remember, whoever's going to trade for Kirk Cousins is probably going to have to pick up a lot of that contract. And that's another reason why I don't think the Saints can get him either, is because, especially if the Falcons are going to trade him in division, they're going to say, fuck that. You're picking up the contract.
Yeah.
And I don't think the Saints have the cap room to do it.
Yeah.
Like, they are in cap hell. Every year they're in fucking cap hell. I don't know what the Saints do, but they just are always in cap hell. So I don't know. Like I said, I'm interested to see what happens with him. I mean, again, you had the Falcons just signed another quarterback, a 3rd string quarterback from I believe who was it? Stick. He played for the Chargers last year. Okay. So they have another quarterback now on roster on top of Penix, and they signed somebody else too. So they have a overcrowded quarterback room. So it's everything. All the signs are pointing to Kirk Cousins getting traded.
Yeah,
is that he is not going to be there. Now again, he showed up for the OTAs as and he's a professional. He's going to do what he's going to do, so that's good. But like all the signs are, he is not going to be there. It's just a question of where he goes. So there's Easton Stick. That's the one. Thank you very much, Crafty. I knew it was Stick. I just couldn't remember the first name. But yeah. So I mean, all the mysteries will be revealed tomorrow on our live watch along and reaction stream, guys. Again, you're not going to want to miss, especially for pick 3. But join us for the entire show. You're going to love it. It's going to be great. We're going to have we're not going to have any. We're not like Pat McAfee yet. We can't do unicyclists catching bowls and fucking have Oz the Mentalist over here fucking up tricks like he did on the fucking Pat's Big Night Out or whatever. But Will be fun. Will be entertaining. I certainly hope that we are anyway. I will probably be on an edible, and I will need to be, especially when pick 3 comes. But Jimbo, anything else while we're here? I mean, we talked a little bit about my Devils and how much we suck.
Yeah.
Talked a little bit about WrestleMania. We got the draft coming up here. Anything else to really touch on?
Just one other thing. I'm moving on from you picking Shedeur Sanders. I don't think you guys are picking him.
No, you seem to like to push this whole trading down thing now. Yeah.
It's gonna be Carter or Sanders, but I will laugh if they hold out so long that the guy get re-put back in the draft and you get nobody.
Oh, like the Vikings did those couple of years where they did it twice in a row, where they just missed the pick, and then
The old guys.
again, I'd like to say that that's probably not going to happen, but it's Joe Schoen. So who knows how that's going to happen. But until we get to that tomorrow night, I want to thank you so much for joining us here on Stay Tuned Sports. Again, if you want to help us out at all, please hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that subscribe if you're not already subscribed to us. Helps us out tremendously. Thank you so very much. Again, if you want to help us out even further, those are 3 ways you could do it for free. If you want to put a little bit more skin in the game, we have a link for our donation station and our merch store, both in the chat and in the description below this video. You can go ahead and hit those. Thank you guys so very much for doing. Oh yeah, at the merch store, coffee. Always got to show the merch. Got to show it. Show, don't tell. Show, don't tell. But I'll tell you too. We've got hoodies, shirts, everything like that. I can't afford them. I can't afford our own merch. Just to let you know how kind of where we are with this whole kind of thing. And this is where you guys can help us out. Help us out. So I can buy my own merch. I can put like one of my own shirts on. I can get my own Stay Tuned Sports mug. You know, I had to go into debt to go ahead and buy our own fucking coffee. Get those subscribers. Like, share, subscribe. Those are the 3 most important things you guys can do. But until tomorrow night, 8 p.m., for the NFL Draft, my name is King. That is your good friend Jimbo right over there. We will see you then. Adios, everybody.